Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Guthix Rest, Season 2, Episode something. I'm not really keeping track of episodes anymore. That's in the
Wow.
past. That's
This
a Season 1 thing.
guy
Yeah.
thinks he's better than episode numbers.
You know, all that matters is that you're here listening to us now. I just want to say thank you for joining us this week, as we're going to probably talk a lot about Varla-more and probably not much else.
No, there's another little thing. There was the leagues thing that's like kind of nothing, but worth mentioning.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I'm going to be honest, I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
I saw it this morning and then promptly stored it in nowhere in my brain. Just gone. I'm a guy named Sparre, and I am joined as always by my co-host
Birdfacts. Me.
And yeah, we had some updates today, but before we get into any of that, how's your week going?
It's been going all right. There's some stuff that happened in RuneScape over the past few weeks here, since we do the every other week recording now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest. I have not been playing a lot of RuneScape as of recently. I've been playing a lot of.
I haven't either.
Been playing a lot of Satisfactory. The full release of that came out recently. It's no longer in early access, so I'd been meaning to play that, and so I was finally getting to that. That game is really good at just making time disappear entirely. It's pretty incredible. Very fun game. Logistics Factorio type game. Yeah, that game's fun. Honestly, the reason I stopped playing RuneScape is because I went like 6 gabillion kills, not 6 gabillion, but it was a couple hundred kills at Grottor without getting anything that I gave a shit about. And then I did Slayer for like 20 minutes, got Navy Yancey's task, went to Kree for a little bit, and then decided I'd hate being at God Wars Dungeon, so I just stopped playing RuneScape.
Yes, join me in the God Wars hate. Some of the
I never liked
most
it.
boring content.
The fact that I've been doing it doesn't mean that I've liked it at any point.
Yeah.
It's still bad.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it's God Wars. It's, you know,
Kriar is the worst. I
Kriar
love that.
is the worst.
I love that pet. I love the design visually of the boss just because Bird. But holy shit, what a fucking awful boss. Jesus. Just fucking terrible. No mechanics whatsoever. It's just you take a gabillion damage and I take like no damage. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like the fact that you essentially have to chin or have a fucking mega rare weapon to be able to do anything at all is ridiculous. Just a terrible boss.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, it's very outdated compared to today's standards. Like, it's very of its time. You know, all those old bosses are just kind of like,
yeah, they're
the
just,
mechanic is you take damage.
Yeah, it's very KQ, and then it's like, all right, fuck you. I hit 100% of the time. Eat shit.
Yeah, KQ, KVD. You know, all the old bosses do that, where you just take damage and like,
Yeah, literally all it is just the difficulty is that you need to click on food frequently. Very dumb. And that was what Kraken was supposed to be as well.
I'm so glad Kraken was bugged. I hear every once in a while people be like, oh man, I wish, you know, they'd go back and fix Kraken so we could see what it was supposed to be.
No.
It wasn't supposed to be anything. It was just you take a bunch of damage.
You know how every once in a while Kraken just hits you for like 30? Yeah, he was supposed to do that just like all the fucking time.
You look away and then suddenly it's just like, oh, I just took a bunch of damage. Huh. I wonder what you know, where that came from.
Like, we don't have to wonder what Kraken would have been like. Every time that happens to you, imagine that, but just always. That's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I'm glad it's the chill boss that we have now. You know, I was listening to XP Waste the other day, and Michael said that apparently he brings his main to go tag the tentacles for him.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
he can take no damage. I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah,
that's very funny.
I've seen a lot of people doing that. You have to use a public instance though, which is annoying in my opinion, and not worth the time to find an open world for that.
But if you're an Iron Man with like not great gear, like it seems like it could be worth it.
I'm gonna be honest. By the time you get to Kraken, your gear is still gonna be mid. But that boss still just does fucking nothing. Like,
yeah,
if you can wear like even just black D-hide, Bless D
Yeah, you'll
Hide
probably
or a
be
piece of
fine.
Carol's.
But I think
Fucking
he was
what is
like
it? Void
fire weight.
bottoms are good like mage defense.
Yeah.
Like there's so many options.
He was using the fire spell that's just below Surge, whichever one that
Wave.
is. Fire Wave, yeah. So like I can't imagine his DPS was good.
It's better than Ivan's, so that's what I did that shit with. So can't
Yeah, I
imagine his
guess.
DPS is bad either.
Can't imagine it's good.
I mean, what are you supposed to use there, right? When you're trying to actually get the trident, fucking warped scepter or whatever the fuck, cursed scepter.
I mean, I think Ivan's is just better than Fire Wave, right? Or unless Kraken has
What's the max hit of fire wave?
Before boosts, 20.
Okay, so I think Ivan's is 25. So
OSRS,
Ivan blast, Ivan blast. Yeah, base max hit of 25. Why the fuck is he fire waving then? Hello? Is Kraken fire weak?
He's down bad on one of the runes for Ivan's, I think, is what
It's
I
death runes.
recall
You
him
could
saying.
couldn't you literally just sell the blood runes you're using for waves and buy more death runes?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not a group Iron Man. I don't know.
Let's take a look here.
I don't know the inner machinations
let's do some
of
research,
Michael's
all right?
mind, okay?
Let's do a little research here. Maybe I'm talking to my ass. I don't know how much you can sell this shit for. So let's see. You could sell death runes for probably around 100 GPs. Or no, I'm trying to figure out how many you can buy them for. You can buy death runes for like, let's say 200 GP because they cost 180. A blood rune can be sold to a shop for 220, 240 GP depending on which shop.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I hate Shopscape. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like...
Is it worth spending the time to do that, though? That sounds terrible.
It's 5 max hits.
Yeah. Sounds terrible still.
Yeah, but I've done a lot worse for 5 fucking max hits.
Yeah, I guess 5 is a lot, especially when your max hit is a 20, you know? That's a 25% DPS increase.
Insane increase. So, I don't know. I'm not going to fucking force him to do that. I probably wouldn't really want to do that either, but I never ran into the issue of having more blood runes than death runes, so...
Yeah,
there's
something I think he wanted to use the death runes for, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't know, just raise more cats.
Yeah, true.
That's what I did in the early game, just have my little death runes following me around.
Yeah, how many casts is that of Ivan's Blast? Is it just one per?
Yeah, it's just one per, so it's 200 casts.
That's not bad.
Which is why you just constantly raise cats in the early game, so you have a shit ton once you start actually using them.
Yeah. Anyways, this isn't the XP Waste podcast. We're not here to roast
I want to complain
Michael.
about one more thing that happened to me. I want to roast myself.
Yeah.
I forgot when I went back to Slayer for a brief period. I had 2 Callisto tasks, and I finally just decided, man, fuck this shit. And I skipped the one that had like 13 left on it because I was like, I can just get rid of that. I thought about going and doing RDO, but I was just like, I don't fucking give enough of a shit. I'm gonna be honest. Doing the singles bosses just seems like way more of a pain in the ass to me than it's worth. So I'm just not going to do that. So I skipped that one. Still have a 35 Callisto sitting in the task storage. And I got the old Basilisk task, and I was like, oh boy, you know, I'm already at like 1100, 1200, I don't remember. Maybe this
you're
time,
dry for that.
Maybe this time I'll actually get the jaw. Spoiler alert, I didn't get the fucking jaw. We're now even more dry. Can check exactly how many we're sitting on here. But I think it's right around 1400. So getting to the 1.5 area. I did receive the other 1 in 1000 tertiary drop, the Basilisk Head.
What? Oh, I was like, what 1 in 1000 does the Basilisk have?
Yeah, they
Jesus Christ.
got the Basilisk Head. So that was cool. Really excited about that.
That is unfortunate.
-1 bank slot.
Yikes. Yeah, I have a lot of -1 bank slot items currently in my bank, and it is just perpetually getting worse and worse.
Dude, I really hope... I proposed the idea before. I don't know if I did it on this podcast. I think it was.
I don't think so.
I think it was a Mod Ash tweet that I made, and he did his classic, oh, that sounds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of wanted to get the idea out there. I really wish that there was a way to actually, like, replace which mounted head you had in your house. Because right now, when you remove a
Oh, I
mounted
think you
head
did
in your
suggest
in your
this.
house, it just gets deleted. It's just gone. And I
Hmm.
think that that's dumb, and you should be able to like have a closet or something. It should just be like jars, right? It should just
Yeah,
it should
I
function like
agree.
jars. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why fundamentally it's different. It's just because the mounted head system is from 600 gabillion years ago. But
Yeah, and technically it's not. Well, actually, no. I was thinking, I'm like, oh, if you do that, then you could get the KQ head back and still get the transmog. But no, you have to stuff it first. So
yeah,
I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be allowed to get the head back. They would have they already removed the XP you get for mounting the heads?
I mean, I don't remember, but they don't even have to make it so that like you get the heads back. They could just kind of
Let you
convert it to a
swap it.
system. Yeah, they could convert it to a system where you just build a single plaque there, kind of like the jar display, and then you can just
I see.
swap out which one's in it.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's unprecedented for like, oh, a player had this thing, therefore they were refunded this thing. It's just
Hmm.
like if a player has a mounted head, just refund them that one singular mounted head so that they can build the new thing and then put that head back.
Yeah.
I just think it's dumb. It's like, and I'm really, they're doing that big POH customization adding thing. I'd really love to see them go back and touch up. There's a couple of other like really janky
You should tweet the J mod that's working
customization
on it.
that would be a good idea. There's a couple really other janky like display things that would be cool if they kind of went back and made them a little bit cooler. Like all the skilling displays are really dumb as well. Be kind of cool if you could build like I know the smithing skilling display is just like you can build one of 3 armor types. Be cool if you could just build
Should be
like
allowed to
an
like,
armor stand.
yeah, just like have like any armor in the game, just vibing.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the initial the initial purpose of those things where it's like, oh, you can build this once you have the smithing level to make it. But who cares?
Yeah, let me show off my wealth by having full Torva in there.
Yeah, an
Not that I can
armor
afford
stand in
Torva,
general would be
but
kind of cool. It doesn't need to replace the skilling thingies, but I don't know.
yeah,
There's a lot of weird POH customizations that would be cool to see expanded upon outside of the things
yeah.
that they've already shown.
I've seen this suggestion floated around a couple times now that there should be a Game of Thrones style throne made with fangs as a way to sync fangs.
I feel like that suggestion has been made for a couple of different things now.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty funny.
I mean, we do have the gold sync.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That one's pretty goated.
hasn't sunk that much money out of the game because most people don't build that, but
But
it's
it's
still a funny thing to do.
conceptually, it's very funny.
Yeah. You got anything else you want to complain about?
No, I don't think that anything else happened. I think I, I was just not getting lucky anywhere, and I was upset because I did so
Hmm.
many different things, and I just stopped playing the game because I was like, fuck it. New shit's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm just gonna take a break until that shit comes out. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, edit that out.
Leave it in.
I like sneeze and coughed at the same time. That was interesting.
Sounded so weird.
I was like trying to say that I was gonna sneeze while I was sneezing. It was exciting.
Oh no.
Anyways, yeah, that's basically all that happened. I also spent a bit of time slowly turning my mahogany logs into mahogany planks. That was really exciting.
Oh boy.
Lots of really exciting stuff going on.
Don't you already have 99 construction?
No,
No? Okay. I don't know why I thought you did that at one point.
no, I've had
Or
the
I'm thinking of crafting.
yeah, I have crafting. That was dumb.
Okay. Yeah. 99 construction is super nice to have.
Yeah.
Although, people told me that I would regret getting it last when I told people it was going to be my last 99, but honestly, it was fine to
It
wait.
really matters for me, and it's like, oh boy, I can teleport to my house. Anyways, I just bought 600 more teleport
Yeah,
tablets.
the fact that I had house tabs, like, it's nice for a couple of like clues and stuff, and like if I have like a weird location I need to get to, that's kind of nice. But it's not that like
I don't.
super
Yeah, no, I
useful.
don't think it's like huge. It's really, really nice, but it's not like, oh my god, you're not getting 99 construction immediately. Kill yourself. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I never had people like being that weird
I
about
know,
it,
but
but
hyperbole.
yeah, I definitely had people being like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you playing wrong?"
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's very, very
Yeah,
convenient, but
it was. Yeah, like it saves one inventory slot sometimes if I'm wearing my max cape, but most of the time it just goes where I would put the tabs anyways, so it
yeah,
doesn't really do much.
I feel like it's not like goated until you have like also crafting cape, right? Because like now you have a teleport to your house and a teleport to a really close bank. Cool. But like that isn't that cool until you have max cape when it's just one item.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, it's not even that much better than just house tab, go to Varrock through the portal. Like it saves a couple of ticks, which yeah, I get it, it adds up, but like I'm not being efficient anyways. I'm sitting at the bank being AFK. Like I don't know, people are too like efficiency brained sometimes. I think less so in recent years, but definitely like back when I was first like getting into the game, like 2018, 2019, like efficiency was like the hot shit. Everyone had to be as efficient as possible.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of
I've definitely
died down
never
a
been
little
there.
bit.
I don't give a fuck. Like I like being reasonably efficient, right? Like if I'm doing something stupid that's just like wasting a bunch of time, like obviously I'll try to optimize, but I'm not gonna go fucking insano style, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, and also like getting construction cape is boring. I'm gonna be honest. I think I
Well,
went from
you're
like,
also doing mahogany homes, right?
okay,
And that shit's
name a
boring.
more exciting method of construction.
Oh, there isn't, but like the other methods are so much faster,
But
is the
they're still
thing.
boring.
Yeah, they're very
This doesn't
boring.
change anything, right? Like I'd just be bored for less time.
Yeah. I mean I do think there is a benefit of being bored for less time, especially if you're willing to do whatever the method is. Like it's not like super like APM heavy. Although construction can be kind of intense in that regard, especially like depending on the method you're doing. Less so now that you don't have to right click anymore. Left click only construction being a thing. Although I haven't done it myself, I'm sure is probably fantastic.
Yeah, I remember in leagues I did right click construction, and Jesus fucking
Hmm.
Christ, that shit. Even with fucking like 16 times XP to get to 99, I was still like, wow, this shit sucks ass.
Yeah, it's not good. Have you done Mahogany Homes post the change?
Yes, I waited till all the changes were out to start doing mahogany homes again.
Is it nice?
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, the changes don't super affect people that don't use or that use NPC contact.
Yeah.
Because one of the bigger changes is that you can just left click the contract guys to get the last contract. But another one of the changes that's nice is
You
you
get
don't.
the T like
Yeah, you
instantly
get the
now,
T
right?
instantly. You don't have to say it. You don't have to prompt a yes dialogue.
Yeah.
So you can like skip the last message in the chat box and not have to hit space again through that one. And you just still get the T.
And I know some people would just like bring staminas. I thought that was insane. Like to save like 3 ticks
Yeah, that seems a
going through
bit
the
odd.
dialogue. Yeah.
And that especially doesn't make sense to me because it's like, okay, you're doing mahogany homes to probably save money, and you're just
Well, I
gonna
think it's the
you like
people
you're
that are trying to clog.
oh, that's fair, I guess.
I think it's clog brain.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care about them. They can do their thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely clog brained sometimes. Actually, I haven't even looked at what the new clogs are. I guess we'll get into that in a little while.
Yeah. What kinds of exciting things have you done? Hmm?
So I really haven't played much RuneScape. I think I've talked about like my insane work schedule that I've been doing and how I went to like a 3-day work week or a 4-day work week with a 3-day weekend. That lasted literally 1 week. And then it went back to like the insane work schedule. Apparently my boss had written the schedule like a month in advance. So me like talking to my boss about like, hey, we need to, you know, chill with the schedule. I need to like have some real days off hadn't actually gone into effect yet. So now my actual schedule is like reasonable and I'm not working like 14-hour days anymore. But I had like an extra week of like 14-hour shifts that I wasn't expecting. So that was my last week. So I haven't really played much RuneScape because of that. Although I have been playing some other games a little bit.
And what games
One of
are
our
those? Riddle me this. I definitely
yeah,
don't already know the answer.
one of our mutual friends was giving away, I think it was Humble Bundle codes.
Yeah. He has a Humble Monthly, and he just hasn't paid attention to it for a very long time. So
As many people with the Humble Bundle do.
he just went back through and he was like, "Oh man, look at all these free games. Anyways, I don't really care about this game. You guys," he claimed some of them for himself, but he was like, "I don't really care about most of these. I'm just gonna give them away." So we
Yeah,
just auctioned them off in chat. He'd just be like, "Who wants this one?" Somebody would just be like, "Yep, I want that."
yeah, I wasn't in chat. I just started getting random codes. And normally when I get codes from this friend, I just assume it's random porn games like Furry Hitler or the
Doesn't he usually
sequel
gift
Furry
those to you
Hitler
on
2.
Steam though? He doesn't usually give you codes for those.
That's true. Yeah. He gifts me those.
Of which you have the option to decline.
Yeah, but it's funnier to accept because then people will see that I accepted it on Steam.
That is funny.
But yeah, I got a bunch of roguelike card builder deck or games. So like Slay the Spire-esque games is what he said. I got 3 of them and I only tried out one of them. But I think it's probably the best one. Just based on it's very fun. I've been having a good time. It's called Ring of Pain. Came out a few years ago, I think. But I put like 20 hours in it this week. So not a ton of time, but like whenever I have a bit of free time, I kind of just pop it open, start a run. It's pretty fast to get a run going, and I'm gonna step away whenever, which is nice. It's fun. That's like the only game I've really been playing. That and like hopping on RuneScape a little bit. I got bullied last week by Oxy to delete my fire cape. So I don't have a fire cape anymore.
Why?
Because I haven't done the infernal grind yet. So he made me go make a myth max cape. And now I'm locked to doing the inferno whenever I'm on RuneScape to get an infernal cape. I sent a run yesterday before I ran my Lancer game. Didn't get super far. I got to like wave 30 or something. And then I got distracted and died and messed up my stack. So that's unfortunate. But I think I'm gonna just kind of lock myself there because I want to try to get it before bingo, which is in like a little over a month.
Whoa.
So that's a tall order, but I think I can do it now that I'm working more reasonable hours.
It's not very hard. You just have to kill everything without dying.
Oh, true. Yeah, I think I just need to really learn how to properly flick blobs and not be lazy about it.
Yeah, flicking blobs it was one of the more exciting things to learn. It's not too crazy, but understanding
I think
like
just how to do it when there's something else there.
Yeah, understanding the way the stack works is really important.
Yeah.
Understanding like, oh, okay, I think it's like if you have a major in the back and then a blob closer, or like a set of things. You can have a blob and a ranger and a mage. You just have to remember. I don't know off the top of my head because I haven't done it in quite some time, and I've never actually fucking killed Zuck outside of leagues. So, but it's something to the effect of like I think it's the one that's further away. You want to walk out praying that one, and then just one tick switch between the two. So mage range, mage range, mage range. I know there's another strategy where like you can do every other game tick, but that just seems weird to me. That seems harder to time.
Like mage way to tick range.
Yeah, there's some kind of weird strategy for that I've heard about. I don't have any verifiable source, but I feel like I've heard that before, and that seems weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that's the way to go about it. I was just doing like the range mage.
It's pretty easy to do in my opinion. Like it's not that bad because you just wait for the little icon to light up and then you click on the other one.
I think I was on a non West Coast server because my prayer orbs were like not lighting up properly, if that makes sense. If like you know what I mean. Like I think I was lagging a little bit.
It's possible. I don't know, just don't lag. It's really that easy.
True. I mean, yeah, that's also not the reason I died, so.
Yeah, and then also
Yeah.
obviously learning to solve waves quickly is something that I, having very little experience, I'm still very bad at. It's like, okay, fucking 600 enemies just spawned at once, and I need to figure out within like 3 game ticks the optimal way to corner trap all these enemies before they are no
Mhm.
longer trappable.
Yeah, I also probably shouldn't have been committing as much chatting as I was. I was in a voice chat with a bunch of people. So I wasn't paying attention. I would just kill the last thing and then suddenly everything spawns. I'm like, oh right, I should have probably paid attention what was spawning this wave. So I could like somewhat prepare for it.
It's very easy to tell what spawns in the next wave. Just look at what spawned in the last wave.
True. Does it do the same thing as like
It
the fight
functions.
caves where
It functions the same way as the fight caves. The only difference is every time a new enemy would spawn, there's the nibbler wave.
Okay, I was gonna ask because I got double nibblers a couple times, and I was like, "That's not
Yeah,
how."
every time you
Okay,
get to a new enemy type, you get a nibbler wave. I believe is how it works. Once again, I
gotcha.
not super experienced, so I'm not an authority figure on the Inferno, but that's what I remember.
Okay, makes sense.
And then obviously, once you get to double mage at the end, the pillars fall down, and then you get Jad, and then you get triple Jad, and then you get Suck.
Yeah, I might practice. I don't think I can do triple Jad yet, right?
You
Without,
can. I don't remember.
I think you can only do
I also
double before
believe.
you.
I also believe triple Jad challenge is different than actual triple Jad, if I remember right. I feel like I heard
Oh, is
someone
it?
say that, but I don't know for sure. That could
Okay.
be something that I heard that was wrong.
I mean, it's just Jad but faster, right?
Yeah, it can be a
Okay.
little. The only thing that I ever had issues with was when healers spawn. Um, it's like you have to go between getting all of their aggro and then getting them stuck, while also still changing your prayers.
Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge for sure.
It's people will be like, oh yeah, switching my prayer every third tick or whatever is not very hard. It's finding triple Jads isn't that hard. It's like, yeah, that's not all there is though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like when I first got my fire cape way back when, Jad himself wasn't hard for me. What was hard was dealing with the healers when they spawned.
Yeah,
That's what was killing me. Was the healers would spawn and I didn't know how to deal with them properly. I mean, obviously I know how to deal with them now, but
it's
like,
funny how trivial it is now.
yeah, no, it's so easy now. But like, if I'm multiplying the number of Jads by 3, who knows? Maybe I'm gonna have trouble with it again.
Yeah, it was very annoying. There's less healers and they spawn closer to Jad, which is annoying, or which is less
Okay.
annoying. And I know there's like ways, there's like a certain spot you can stand in so that the first Jad you fight, all of the healers will like collect near his southwest tile, so you can just barrage or
Oh,
chin Jad, and then it will just
okay.
aggro all of them.
That's nice.
Um, but I don't think that applies to each of them. But I think that's usually the one that people kill first because you can do that.
Yeah, what I really need to do is I need to watch a guide again because I didn't watch any guides when I jumped in. Uh, Obviously I'd watched like guides right after I maxed because I was intending to go into Inferno,
Mm.
but since then I haven't. So I basically lost all that knowledge that I had picked up.
Yeah, you really only retain shit like that by actually doing it. So, which is why I
Yeah.
know literally anything. It's because I've done quite a bit of it in beta worlds, and then I've completed it in leagues. So, no actual completions, L plus ratio, but
Mm-hmm.
some knowledge because of that.
Yeah. Um, Other than those 2 games, also I've been doing like Magic the Gathering, of course. Still, addicted to that. Just picked up some precons from the new set. They arrived at my house yesterday. Went to my local game store and played with one of my buddies. It was a good time. I didn't realize how close the game store was to my house. It's like literally like right around the corner. Like less than a 5-minute walk.
Huh.
So that's super nice. Yeah. You want to talk about Varla-more a bit?
Kind of. There's the one, and then your house would be there. Yes, yeah, it is pretty close, huh?
It's very close.
Okay, yeah, this is the store I was thinking of. Yeah, I've been here.
Yeah, they also serve food and alcohol, but it's very limited from what I gather. I didn't.
Yeah, I've never been to the other one, so I'm Unfamiliar.
The other one seems like it has like proper food. This place seems like it's mostly like fried foods, chicken nuggies.
Wow.
You know, but they have alcohol too, so that's kind of cool. And they have like, I think they have like coffee and boba tea. I might have to check that out.
Booba tea?
Booba tea. I love booba tea. I love getting the booba balls.
I don't like that. Anyways.
Varla-more.
Yeah.
That came out today.
It sure
Well,
did.
part 2 did.
Nope. The whole everything. It all released today. Actually.
I want to talk about something that I know you haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm doing it right now. The agility course.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that.
It's pretty AFK. It's kind of nice. It has like 6 points that you click on, and you kind of like auto do the next section after you click on an area, and the sections are pretty long. I'm getting 37.5k XP an hour.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's like 100 termites an hour, so it's not too bad. Like 9 hours to get the pet transmog.
And you can actually get amylice there, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's 2 hours for 100 amylice,
That's fine.
which I think is not great.
Honestly, my thing with like doing alternate agility courses other than rooftops, right, was always like, oh, well, it's just like not technically optimal for me to do those because it's like, well, if I do that, I'm gaining agility XP without gaining the ability to create more stamina potions. That's cringe.
Yeah.
Sepulchre is the exception there because the XP rates are way higher and you get a bunch of like alkables and the chance at the Ring of Endurance and all that. And it's also, you know, an activity that doesn't make me want to blow my brains out. So, but if this activity is more AFKable than rooftops, which anybody that says rooftops are AFKable are brainwashed, in my opinion.
No, so this is the problem with like RuneScape lingo. We use AFK to mean like you don't have to think about it, right?
Yeah.
So like you don't have to think about
There's a very
rooftops.
large breadth of AFK.
Yeah.
Which is kind of terrible. I kind of hate that that's how we use that word. But
yeah, people use AFK to mean like, can you watch like a Netflix movie on the side while you do it? Which is not what AFK should mean.
When I think of something as AFK, I think I can play a whole ass another game while I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should be allowed to do like, I should be able to go do the dishes for a little bit,
and like every once in a while come back and have to click on it or something, you know. But
yeah, no. This is like,
you know, fishing, wood cutting, stars, stuff like that. Those are AFK activities.
The whole course is a minute, so you click 6 times in a minute.
So 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. It's
That seems
not too bad.
That still seems like a not particularly like truly AFK activity, but
no, it's more AFK than other courses though. Yeah. And you're getting the termites, which you can turn into amylice, or the pet transmog, or the graceful rekit. The graceful rekit's pretty expensive, honestly. It's $650 per piece.
Is it on the log?
Let's check. Others. Yep, colossal worm. It is on the log, and each piece of graceful is on the log.
Oh, so it's just like fucking Brimhaven agility. Great.
Gross.
Brimhaven agility is annoying because it's like, all right, if you have a set of graceful that you like, you need to make it a different color.
Okay, so the graceful kit does the entire set. So
that's
you don't
weird
have to...
that each piece is individual in the collection log then.
Yeah, I don't understand. So it's $650, so that's not too bad. That's, 6.5 hours or something of this agility course. And then you get the bone shards too, which is passive prayer XP.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, you get like 200 an hour, it seems.
Wow.
So I don't know how much that equates to in prayer XP.
I think it's like 6 prayer XP per bone shard, assuming you're using the better wines.
Okay, yeah. So I just banked a decent amount.
Let's see, yeah. 5 per experience with regular blessed wine and 6 per with blessed sunfire wine.
Okay, so I just banked 1200 per XP. It's not too bad. So I'm getting 36.8k an hour. So it's like a 1 prayer XP for every 3 agility XP, if you want to think of it that way. Honestly, Varlamore is
That's not
pretty
too bad.
good yeah, for like banking passive prayer.
Yeah, I have a ton of passive prayer that I banked just from doing. Well, I guess I don't know how passive you'd consider it, but it was essentially passive to me from Perilous Moons because I was
Mhm.
just at Perilous Moons to get the armor sets. So
Yeah, well, it's passive in that like you're not doing that content for the prayer XP, but like you get prayer XP out
yeah,
of it. So yeah, it instead of having to go kill like green dragons or something, you can just do this. That's pretty cool.
wow.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the stuff that came out though. Some of the other stuff that
I
we
was about to
did
say we
together.
just did that. We just talked about something that came out.
No, some of the stuff we did together.
The other
Actually,
stuff.
I guess you could talk about the piece of content you did that I haven't
That's
done
true.
yet.
I did Mastering Mixology, the
Yeah, I haven't seen the
Herblore
area
mini
yet.
game.
Where is it?
It's on the island that I already forgot.
Oh, Alderaan.
Alderaan.
Okay.
I knew it was Alder something. Yeah, no,
Alderaan?
it's yeah. I keep trying almost saying Alderaan, honestly.
That's no moon.
Yeah, no, it's just right there in the middle. You can see the little mini game icon. It's like right under where it says Alderaan if you're on the Alderaan in the map. But yeah, it's fine. I have no strong opinions about this activity. Obviously, I'm a pretty big fan of the rewards. Notably, the I don't know about the potion storage yet. I can't confirm or deny whether or not that is good. Maybe.
Okay. So it's not the potion storage, but I think it's the Peapod device. Only 3 have been sold on the GE as of now, and it's 5:30 p.m. Pacific right now.
I mean, yeah, it's expensive. In terms of like how long it takes to get points. There are pretty slow.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like it's really slow to get stuff.
Yeah, which is why I think I voiced my concerns with the idea of having to get a secondary ingredient from the minigame.
Mhm.
That sounded like a royal pain in the ass, and it still seems like a royal pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's cool that both the hoikodal and I believe there's basically the seeds for that new herb. It seems
Mhm.
there's a couple of sources for that, which is cool. I think
Yeah.
you mentioned that new key. I don't know about the other new boss. I don't know if it drops any of those, but there's more than literally just one source. My concern with this secondary is that there is literally one source, and it is a mini game, which seems a bit
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, the
What's that?
Aldarium as
What's
it's
that
called.
secondary used for again?
Goading potions and regen potions per
It's
regen.
used for both of them. That
Mhm.
seems
And then the goading potion uses Harlanders.
yeah
What
interesting.
does Harlanders also make?
Dog shit. Yeah.
Garbage no one cares about. Okay.
Nothing important. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about that. I think their idea with that is they're trying to add like some reason to go back there if you have, gotten all the rewards that you want. But I
Yeah.
don't think that should be a way you design a minigame. There shouldn't be forced interaction with a minigame. Minigames in the past have always kind of been like you do this to get a certain goal, be it, Wintertodt, you're usually there just to fucking get 99 fire making with
I
like
don't know.
Guardians of the
I don't think that's a
Rift.
good way to do a minigame though. Like being there just for the XP and to fuck off afterwards. I think you should do minigames for the rewards, not the XP.
Well, yeah. That's kind of like I was gonna continue to list examples. But my point was that you usually go there, you get a thing, be it the rewards or in Wintertodd's case the XP. And kind of in the same vein, Guardians of the Rift is a little bit the XP as well, but the rewards are actually useful outside the minigame.
Mhm.
So
It's also just like a way more engaging way to do rune crafting.
yeah, Guardians of the Rift is notable for that. And I suppose Wintertodt to an extent is a more engaging way of doing fire making? Question mark? Not really though.
Mhm.
Temperos, kind of a more engaging way of doing fishing. I still am not the hugest fan of Temperos. Both Temperos and Wintertodt kind of land in that area where I don't quite have to do enough that it feels engaging. Guardians of the Rift and small teams probably closely suffers to the same fate, but not quite as much for me. I don't know. That one hits different for some reason, but I could acknowledge that that one would probably be the same to many people. They're all in that kind of weird zone where it's not quite engaging enough. And this new one, the one that I'm supposed to be talking about right now, Mastering Mixology,
Is
probably
that what it's
falls.
actually called?
Yes. At least that's what it says here on the secure.runescape.com news page.
Yeah, that's what it's saying here too on the wiki.
But yeah, basically what you have to do is before you start anything, you have to throw some clean, specifically clean, so you still have to pay to clean or just clean them yourself, your herbs for Iron Man. So you know, you have to throw some clean herbs into a hopper or unfinished potions if you have converted all of your clean herbs into unfinished potions, and it'll generate tar of 3 different types based on which herbs you put in. There's like each type of herb produces a specific type and a specific number of that type of the paste. There's 3 of them. There's blue, green, and red. I don't fucking remember what the names of them are. Doesn't matter.
Mox, Lie, and Aga.
Yeah, sure. And then you chuck them into a little hopper. You then after chucking the herbs into a hopper and getting a thing, you then take that thing and chuck it into another hopper, which seems odd to me. It feels like there was no reason to add that step. It feels like you should just chuck the herbs in and then you just get the points, the like resource points that you're gonna go use in the minigame anyways. Seems a bit odd to add a middleman there, but whatever. Doesn't make that much of a difference, honestly. And then there's it's a pretty simple process. You have to click on 3 buttons to get 3 colors, right? So you can click a green lever 3 times, then you'll have green, 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 or we can do like red, green, blue, etc., etc. And you do those in an order based on which orders have arrived. You get a choice at the top left. There'll just be like 3 orders, and you can choose whichever one you want. It literally does not matter. There is no like prioritized order or anything. It is literally just you can choose any of the 3. And then after you select your 3 colors, you go to the middle, you grab your result, and then you have to take it to another station based on a symbol next to the order, and then you deliver it. And then you do that forever.
Kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's not particularly exciting.
I'm looking on the wiki too. There's like a image that has the label "useful image to have on second monitor."
I assume it's just the book.
Yeah, it's like a cheat sheet of like.
Yeah, basically there's a book outside that tells you like, so the orders each require like a specific set of those 3 colors, right?
Alco Augmentator requires 3 greens.
Yeah, it'll be like this one requires 3 green, or this one needs, I think it's like there's one that's called like mix something, I forget, but it's the red, green, blue. It's one of each.
Mix a lot.
Yeah, mix a lot.
Apparently it has to do with the letters in it. So like mix a lot is MIL. So
interesting. I'll never remember that.
Sorry, not MIL, MAL. So that, yeah, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Their example is Marley's Moonlight is MML. So it's Mox Lie.
Okay. That could be useful. Yeah, but basically you have to do that, and then you have to click on a station. And notably, when you click on one of the 3 stations, it's like crystallizing, homogenizing, and then something else. I don't remember the name of the other one, but you have to do one of those. And when you click on those, you just have to sit there and wait for a second. So there is a period of 0 interaction, which I kind of despise.
Is it kind of like Giant's Foundry where you...
It's not as long as Giant's Foundry.
Okay.
And notably, one thing that I found strange is 2 of the machines that you interact with, I think it's the crystallizer and the homogenizer, they make the little like jingle as if like, like when you mine a gem rock, it plays a jingle.
Yeah.
It makes that sound sometimes.
Oh, weird.
But there's
like
no
bonus points or something?
Nothing. It's literally just it makes that sound, which is so weird to me that they chose that sound in particular, knowing how it's associated. Like I assumed it was a Giant's Foundry type thing. It's like, oh, it made a noise. Do I interact with it to like instantly complete it or something? No, if you click on it again, it actually starts the process over, which was very odd to me. And then also sometimes, and when by sometimes I mean very rarely, the like plants around the area, one of them will like mature and grow, and then you can pick it up and put it in a potion, and you get like extra points.
Oh,
And that
the
happens
digweed.
so rarely. I was there for like 30 minutes, and it happened once.
Yeah, I see the wiki mentions the digweed. They're talking about how many points you need, and they say assuming you don't speed up any of the machines for bonus XP or gain bonus points using digweed, it takes about 2 million herbal or XP to get all the rewards.
Jesus.
So that's a lot of XP.
Yeah. What is this about speeding up the machine?
Apparently, you can speed up the machines.
Yeah, I'm curious how you do that.
Uh,
Maybe there is an interaction that I'm missing.
Oh, the sound is you needing to click again.
Whenever I did that, it just reset.
The retorter will progress faster with constant clicking. The agitator should be clicked once to begin, and then again within one tick of the sound/visual effect. The alembic should be clicked once to begin, and when the player has pumped exactly 5 times, clicked again to speed it up.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I was doing something wrong. But it kind of just did nothing whenever I tried to interact again with it. And those are also very obtuse.
Yeah,
there's no explanation for that.
There's nothing in like the book you were mentioning earlier.
No, the book literally just has all the symbols. It says nothing else.
Gotcha.
And there's like when you show up for the first time, there's a guy that like explains everything to you. He does not mention that at all. Unless I just read over it without noticing, but I did not notice that in the explanation.
Okay.
So it's good to know that sound cue isn't completely useless, I guess.
Yeah.
I must have just been having a major skill issue.
Yeah, it says if your latency is too high, you find yourself missing the window regularly. It can be faster to simply not click again rather than incur the progress penalty from missing the window.
Yeah, maybe my shit was fucked up this morning. I was playing at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., so it's possible that things were very cursed, you know. It's the witching hour after all.
Yeah, and I don't know if that area is instanced or not, but
it is not.
Here at the agility course, I had to turn on player hider.
There was like 3 people there when I was there. It was also, like I said, 3 a.m. on a West Coast world, so there was absolutely nobody there. It was really interesting this morning. I was walking around Alderaan, and it was just a ghost town, other than the NPCs, obviously. It was weird walking around a brand new area and seeing absolutely nobody.
That's weird.
Because it was just really early in the morning.
Yeah, and I think other content was probably more...
Yeah, obviously a lot of people were probably at the Hoikodal. A lot of people were probably doing the new quests. I just, it was 3 a.m. and I knew I was about to go to sleep, so I just kind of, like, wanted to wander around and see some of the new sights.
Yeah.
And Alderaan looks really cool. I actually really like the music on Alderaan as well. It's got a nice vibe to it. I turned on roofs as well with the, like, roof hider plugin. I was kind of experimenting around with that. I probably still won't mainstay that, but it's been kind of fun playing with that just to see all the new stuff. I can actually like see the roofs and appreciate all the cool models that the developers have made. Obviously, all these new areas look very nice. Same as the original release of Varla-more Part 1. Everything looks very good.
Yeah, everything looked really nice. When I was running around this morning, especially like when I was going through the area near like the Quetzalcoatl Gorge and going over to like the Twilight Temple and stuff. I'm like, this area feels very old school. Like it doesn't feel out of place in the rest of the game. Like I definitely like it feels good to run around the area.
Yeah, the Alderaan feels a little new. I think mostly because like the entire vibe of the area is very different than anything we have in old school.
Yeah.
So it feels a little new just because of that. But like just south, there's this little like mining town called Mistrock, and that looks very old school, and it doesn't like look out of place with the rest of Alderaan. So
yeah, I think what really helps it is just like, you know, there's random mining rocks in different locations and like just like NPCs hanging out and stuff.
Yeah, a bunch
of
NPCs, a bunch
random
of
monsters,
random
like
quests
I ran past,
as well.
like a bunch of wolves. I'm like, why are there wolves there? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It looks, you know, adds to the atmosphere.
There's a bunch of porcupines on Alderaan.
Oh, really?
New creature. You can kill them.
Yo.
It's not like one of those creatures that just like walks around and does nothing, like the capybaras. No, they're an actual
Oh,
interactable creature.
did you see the puffins, by the way?
I did see the puffins. They're a reused asset.
Yeah.
But I still
They're
love
from
them.
Harmony Island.
Yes, that's
But
correct.
like it's cool that they're no longer exclusive to Harmony
It's true.
Island.
I do be loving puffins. Puffins are great.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They can dig through rock. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Thanks for the bird fact
Yeah,
this
man.
episode. Just kind of snuck it in there.
They use their little talons and their little beak to when they dig nest burrows. They usually dig it into like softer soil, obviously. But I believe there have been recorded instances of them just like digging into cliff faces.
I imagine it's like softer stones.
I would imagine so. Yeah. I don't think
Puffins,
it's like
do they
obsidian.
Are they in? I don't know why. I get the like idea like where are they from?
I believe they're mostly a European bird. I don't know for sure,
Yeah.
though. But I believe they're kind of seen more on like the shores of like the Nordic countries.
Okay. I was curious if they are on the shores of like the UK.
I believe so. Yeah.
And if I remember right, the UK has a lot of like chalk, so like the stone can be pretty soft there.
I don't know if they live along those areas, but
I don't know.
Apparently they are seen somewhat infrequently, kind of like around the shores of like Maine and stuff.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
But yeah, mostly further north on like the northern shores of the Nordic countries, and then like Iceland and north of the UK, and then some of Greenland, and like whatever that like northeastern corner of Canada is.
Oh yeah.
Is that Quebec? I don't remember.
Isn't that like Newfoundland?
I don't know. I'm American.
Let's go America.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I can name all the states and their capitals, so fuck you. I don't need to know anything else. Yeah, it's Quebec and Newfoundland.
Okay.
We were both right.
Cool. What do you think about Hoykodal? We did a little bit of small teams, a little bit of masses.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's not like super crazy to do. Definitely don't want to do it solo or duo.
Yeah, no, solo. And it's definitely a minimum size of 3 for optimal gaming.
Yeah.
That the mechanic there is very, very cool. I do quite like the prayer mechanic.
Yeah, so like to start off the fight, you have to like go hit the body segments of the Hoykodal in like a little sectioned off area. And while that happens, ground tiles will become like targeted, and you got to move away from them. You know, pretty standard boss mechanic. But then also he'll shoot out these like
Leviathan orbs.
Leviathan orbs, kind of
prayer orbs.
Each player gets their
colloquially
own,
referred to as.
Yeah, each player gets their own unique one. So like,
and you can't see other people's, notably. So there's like no visual confusion, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, that is very nice. It's not like Chambers where you have to open up
the old
to figure out. Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a red, green, and a blue one all on top of each other. God only knows which one's coming at me.
Yeah, you'll see me in Chambers. I don't look at my chat box while we're doing the raid. I'll run away from the stack sometimes to figure out which orb's coming at me. But yeah, no, there's no need to do that. You can just tell. And then once you get through that, you actually fight the boss proper. There's like a dwarf. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I thought the dwarves would like help with the fight more. I thought they were gonna like actually fight, but they kind of just like charge up a thing for you, which is fine. But he'll charge up these like pillars for you, and it depends on what prayer you're praying. So if it's pray mage, range, or melee, you'll charge the corresponding pillar. And once you have all 3 charged, it'll light up the braziers at the top, and you'll get bonus damage, which is pretty cool. And then
it's really interesting. I really like that mechanic.
Yeah, and as long as you don't let any of them drop to the very bottom, you'll keep that bonus damage. So you can swap off for a bit, and you don't have to worry about losing it. And then once you get the boss to half HP, there's a like tail that spawns on the sides, and the boss becomes immune. And you gotta go hit the tail. It seems like you're encouraged to use faster melee weapons or melee weapons that double hit.
Yeah, I think this is their continued efforts to make double hit weapons more relevant.
Although I think Scythe is pretty goated, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would imagine Scythe is very good. I mean, Scythe is essentially just a triple hit weapon, so.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to spend. How much is the Mockle Beetles going for right now? It's like
14 mil.
16 mil. 14. Yeah, I did not want to spend 14 mil on those right now. So I bought for 2.5 mil a ham joint.
It looks like they're going back down. The Runelight tracker now says 10 mil. Let's see how accurate that really is, though.
Honestly, Torag hammers might be kind of goated.
It's true. It's true.
Because you don't care about how high your max hit is, because against the tail, your max hit's capped to 9.
So yeah, as long as each hit can deal over 9 damage, I assume it's good.
Yeah. Although I don't know how they're calculating what your hit becomes, because it doesn't seem like it's just clamping at the top. There seems to be some other way it's calculating your damage.
Yeah, so this morning, the Mockle Beetles were going for around 14 mil. They're dropping back down a little bit now. They're sitting at like 10 mil right now, which is still 6 mil more than they were like
still
5 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, boss is fun though.
Yeah, it's cool. Seems like
the mechanics aren't too complicated. Seems like a nice boss to bring your like mid-level friend to.
Yep. This is like an actually good boss to bring your mid-level friend to. It's not like Sarachnis, where it's like, yeah, you can come here.
And get
I'll hate it,
shredded.
and you'll hate it, and we're better off just doing it alone. But
yeah,
you could. This is honestly, like this actually like the prayer mechanic I love so much because it actually encourages you to have a larger team size because it becomes easier to manage those the more sparres you have. As Sparre explained earlier, there's 3 pillars and each one charges based on the number of players praying a certain prayer. So mage, range, melee. So it is like minimally optimal to have 3 people so that each person can be praying one of each so that you can have those totems at max all the time and never be at risk of losing the damage bonus.
Yeah, we went down to 2 players after your brother dropped, and we weren't able to charge up the pillar. We don't know.
You probably can. Like with 2 players, I'm sure there's probably some horse shit you can do.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know for sure. But we were both trying to do like some flicking and shit.
Yeah, and we never could get it.
You know, once again, could just be a skill issue. But even if it is a skill issue, it seems rather unintuitive, and would probably be annoying to do. Whereas with 3 players, it's the easiest shit in the world as long as you have a mild amount of coordination.
Yeah, we got it in like 2 seconds.
And my brother is not very good at this game, and so the fact that he was able to coordinate that at all should just prove that it is not very difficult to do. The boss only shoots prayer orbs at you very infrequently, maybe once every like 10 game ticks.
That's literally the only mechanic you need to worry about. The other one is once the tails come out, when it swaps sides, it'll do like a shockwave. It seems like it's a true tile based gotta run over it type thing, although I'm not super sure on
I'm fairly certain it is, but yeah, I'm not 100%.
Maybe the strategy guide has an explanation for it now.
Probably. It seemed very true tile to me though, because it's just like sometimes when I ran through it I'd get hit and other times I wouldn't, so I'm fairly certain you just have to time it correctly. And I'm sure there's like an easy trick to do it, just like in TOA you can just click on the actual effect.
Yeah, and then once you destroy the tail, you go back to hitting Hoikoto himself, and then the tail is gonna keep slamming while you hit the boss. So you just gotta run like kind of diagonal, away from the boss, and then you dodge it and you're good to go. I found it was much easier to dodge it then.
Yeah, no, that was super easy to damage when you're actually hitting the Hoikoto. When you were running in between the 2 tails to do it, it was a little more frustrating.
I don't know. I felt like once we got like 1 or 2 kills in, I was dodging it basically 95% of the time.
Yeah, I was doing some experimenting, trying to figure out like the best ways of like some kind of mnemonic of some kind to figure out exactly how to do it. So I was doing a lot of experimenting and just kind of eating shit. And to the surprise of absolutely nobody, if your character does any L movements at all, you're probably fucked. You have to run either. I found that exactly diagonal seemed to work the most consistently. A lot of the time when I ran just like straight, it would still hit me. So like if the tail moved to the other side and I just clicked it, I felt like 70% of the time I'd still get hit. So I'm not exactly sure what the best strategy there is. I'm sure once I know exactly how the tiles move outwards, it'll make a lot more sense. But it was a little confusing just to start with. But overall, good boss. I like it.
Yeah, good boss. The
The
rewards aren't
loot
anything
is
crazy.
interesting.
Yeah. We got
The
two
common
of the
loot,
worst drops
the common
back
loot
to
we got
back.
was extremely fucking dog shit.
To be fair though, we got earth runes into watermelon seeds.
Pineapple
Literally the
seeds.
two worst. Or sorry,
Thank
yeah. Yeah, pineapple seeds.
Don't you be
Like,
dissing on my pineapple seeds. They're like the third worst drop.
okay. We got some of the worst drops though.
But even when we got good drops, it was like, all right, cool. 50k in Alks.
Yeah, well, that was when we started doing masses. So like we were
No,
basically getting like
that was the rune mace drop we got with my brother.
okay, yeah, true.
Kind of mid.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you're there
suppose
for
that's one of the other like not as great drops. So I don't know.
It's also a mid game boss, but you're there for like the tome, the wand, and the hides,
Yeah,
and then like the
the
pet.
seeds.
The pet seems very cute. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, it looks good. I want it.
Yeah.
I'm interested how getting uniques there works. I'm assuming it's just kind of like how a purple works. You just have a % chance of receiving it based on your contribution. So MVP has the best chance of getting it, but everybody can.
Yeah, I assume so. I'm not super sure. The wiki
Also, the
doesn't seem to
soiled
know either.
pages have a very strange coloration to them. They're like a
Yeah, I don't know
weird
why
shade of like
they're.
brownish orange with a green corner.
Yeah, I don't know why the corner's green.
I think it's because the corners of all the other pages are like a different color. Like the burnt pages are black with an orange corner. I don't remember what soaked pages look like.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their
I
soaked
guess
pages
it's
are mostly light blue with a dark blue corner. So
okay. I don't
I
really like
just
the coloration of the Tome of
yeah,
Earth
I just don't like the brown.
either.
I think the green is no. I think it's
It's
just
kind
the
of
brown and the green. They're a bad color combination.
yeah, it's the color combo because the I don't know if you've seen the tome itself that it's that color as
Yeah, I
well.
can see it. I have the
Um,
I'm looking at the Hokkaido wiki page right now. So
yeah, I don't know what color they could have gone with though.
maybe just like a darker shade of brown and a darker shade of green.
Yeah, maybe if they flip it so it's brown in the corner and then green for the rest of it, and then make the primary color of the tome green. I don't know.
I feel like the colors are just a bit too saturated.
Yeah, perhaps it looks worse than the other two tomes.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. And it's also just not very good. It doesn't do anything special and just increases the damage of earth spells. So it could like maybe be nichely useful in combination with the other unique, the Dragon Hunter wand, because the dragons that happen to be weak to mage also have earth weakness. So
Yeah, so that's nice. Um, what do you think about the quests? There's 4 of them that came out.
it's true. I have done all of them, as have you.
Yeah, we did them this morning.
They are all fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I thought they ranged from yeah, it was pretty good to that was okay.
Yeah, no banger quests, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed by the murder mystery one. I was led to believe there was going to be a dog with uh a suspicious mustache of some sort. Maybe that's
I believe it is
is
still
that
there.
is there? I
It's
didn't
the
see it.
smart looking dog. It was in the it just kind of wanders around the mansion.
Oh,
But
I
it is
failed
of
to
no
notice it.
relevance. It's just kind of there.
Okay. Maybe I was zoomed out a little too far. I didn't notice it.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It is definitely there. But yeah, it appears to be of no relevance. So
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. It was fine. I found it interesting. There was some dialogue and interactions that were cool. Or not really like cool, but like there was some funny dialogue. Um, it felt a little too obvious to me. I don't know. There were a couple points in time where I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe it's this person or maybe it's that person."
I
But
thought they were
like,
gonna do like the whole like everyone killed him like
oh, that would
joke.
be a good gimmick, honestly.
Yeah. Um but no, it is whatever.
Yeah,
I did think it was kind of like a little annoying. You had to like basically incorrectly accuse people
yeah,
to
that was a bit odd.
progress.
Is the accusation part? It was like, okay, I don't really want to accuse anyone right now. I kind of
Hmm.
want to just like find more evidence. But in order to go to the finding more evidence step, you had to accuse somebody. So it's just like, okay, I guess I'll accuse the most guilty person.
Yeah.
Which I feel like for most people's cases is going to be the other person that's brought in with you
Yeah, this is
alongside
the
them.
Death on the Isle quest,
Yeah.
by the way. This is the one we're
So
talking about.
a lot of the rest of this is going to be quest spoilers. So if you haven't done them yet, go do them.
Yeah,
I'm going
they're good
to
quests.
I'm going to go through the rest of this episode, just not caring about giving away spoilers. So that's your
Hmm.
warning. I'm going to keep going now. You accuse the one chick that is brought in with you alongside the dude that you're pretending to be a butler for. That's what I did. I
Yeah.
don't know what happens if you accuse anyone else. I kind of wish you could replay that quest just to like see what
Oh,
all the other
so
dialogue trees are.
I went through and accused everyone before
Oh,
accusing her,
interesting.
just because I was curious what would happen. And they all give you like a good reason for why it can't be them, and you're just like, oh, it's fair, okay.
Interesting.
Um, like the
I
guy that
was
owns the place is like, why would I kill someone if he's still making me profit? I could just like pay for uh this new guy and still be making profit from the old guy. You're like, all right, that's fair. Or the merchant lady is like, "I- yeah, I why would I kill someone that I have a contract with?
what
That would
about
look really
the
suspicious.
older guy? What was his excuse for the like
He
beef that he
he
had
can't
with him?
collect money from a dead guy.
That's not true. Um
Well,
vehemently disagree with the idea that you cannot collect money from someone that's dead, but sure,
maybe he
whatever.
can't in Gielinor.
I think that that's even less true.
Well, maybe they have really good bank security. Who knows?
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. Usually when I kill someone, all their shit is just on the ground immediately. So,
Well, I don't think he had the money on him.
I mean, he's dead. Just go to his house now.
True,
Who's going to
true.
stop you? The guards? I suppose these are also NPCs that don't have 99 in like every skill in the game.
Yeah.
So,
And if you accuse the guy that you're with, that you're the butler of, he's just like, I wasn't
well,
down there.
I'm an actor. I wouldn't want to kill him. Yeah, no, I accused the chick immediately, and I literally thought to myself, this chick did not do it, but she definitely did something.
Yeah.
And then as it turns out, yup, she was a petty thief trying to steal some shit, but she didn't kill him. Which I do
Hmm.
like as a concept for a murder mystery. I do like the idea that everybody is guilty, everybody's up to some shit, so everybody is
Yeah.
suspicious, but not of the thing you're trying to investigate.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone was that suspicious. Other than like her and
Yeah,
then
that was kind of my issue. Was I feel like there was not enough like muddied water for it to be super interesting.
the old guy was kind of suspicious.
Yeah, the old guy and the moving company chick, uh, they both had like literally any relevant evidence. So it was like, okay, this is interesting.
The drinking drunk chick was not relevant at all.
Yeah, it was like, oh, there
And if
might
you
be some
accuse
stuff in the bottom of this flask. It's like, whatever.
if you accuse her too, she's just like, I how could I poison him? I drank from this too. Um, which you don't really have evidence of, but your character is just like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like I don't know if she drank from her flask or not, but my character thinks so.
But yeah,
Um,
and then after that, you go to like another evidence collecting phase, where you go to like the place where the actors were, and
yeah,
then you meet the new set of culprits, which just weren't a part of the investigation before, which just is kind of odd.
so do you meet them before you accuse? Because
Nope.
I met like the tailor,
Yeah, you
like
meet the
the
tailor and nobody else.
okay, yeah,
But like you meet the idea of the actors, you know? You're
yeah,
introduced to the possibility that there's a bunch more people that are suspects. And like when you find the little opening in the wall behind the bookcase, it's like, oh shit, now like literally everybody is a suspect. That was kind of a
literally the moment I went down there to like go start looking for evidence the first time, I was like, oh, there's a bookshelf here. can I inspect it for a secret passage? And I couldn't. I was like, okay, well, that's annoying. And then I was like, thank God they finally let me actually go look for evidence over there. But like, as soon as I went back upstairs, I tried going over there to like be like, aha, there's a secret passageway, but they wouldn't let me. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
it felt a little too canned, I think.
Yeah.
Which I understand is kind of a limitation of probably the spaghetti code. It would probably be somewhat difficult to make a more open-ended quest like that. It was still
Yeah.
good. It was still fun, but it just didn't feel quite up to the standard that you'd expect from like a murder mystery quest in just like video games of today's age. For a RuneScape quest, though, it was fine. It was fun.
Yeah. It's, pretty quick. You get some cute like cosmetics out of it.
Yeah, you get the most OP thing in the entire game, the ability to no longer need to buy any thread.
Well, let's go.
You get
You get an unlimited thread and needle that's in one inventory slot, which is actually, I think, relevant for some crafting recipes.
Yeah. I mean, it opens up one inventory slot when you're doing like any type of like dragon hide crafting or whatever. So
yeah,
hypothetically, I don't know if it like makes it so that now you can craft one extra d'hide body. I don't remember how many you need for a d'hide body, but
d'hide body. Let's see.
Is it 3?
D'hide body. It is 3.
So what?
So you have 28 inventory slots divided by 3. It is 9 with 1 left over.
So it doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
or 9 with 1 left over.
Wait. No, okay. Yeah. It does let you craft.
Okay, yeah, because you'd have 27. Brain no work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, brain no work.
It lets you craft 1 more per inventory. Neat.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. It's not like a huge reward. You also gain the ability to get the little cosmetics, which is kind of cool. There's the butler outfit, which you get during the quest, and then all the butlers at the event are wearing like masks, of which you get a random one, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because I sent a screenshot of my character with a gif of Dwayne the Rock Johnson raising his eyebrow afterwards, and
the maid outfit.
Bird is just like, oh hey, that's a different mask, and I was like, oh neat.
I am very disappointed, while we're on the topic of the masks, that you cannot put the masks into the costume room. You can put the butler outfit in there, but not the butler tray that you can reobtain, or the masks, which seems a bit odd.
A little silly. I think there's a mention of that on the blog post.
Maybe. I know they mentioned that like there was like a bug that something couldn't be put away, but I don't think it mentions.
Oh no, it's the worm graceful and the alchemist clothes.
It's not the other things, which is sad. That would be cool. Obviously, it doesn't super matter. They can be infinitely reobtained, so you can just destroy them, and if you ever decide you want to wear them again, you can just go get them. But it's always nice to have all those silly cosmetics in one place. So. Then also you unlock the ability to, after the quest, pickpocket the owner of the mansion, go downstairs, open a chest, find nothing, then go back upstairs, search a fountain, and get an object that allows you to activate one of the new fast travel statues.
What?
Yep. I don't know why that's the process.
Huh. So wait,
I don't know if you can.
Where's the fast travel for that?
It's just north of the little town. It's like right on the northern shore on Aldern. Kind of just east of that rare trees symbol on the north of the island.
Okay, interesting.
That one in particular,
near the house portal.
Yeah, north of the house portal. Like if you drag your mouse north of the house portal, when you reach the shoreline, that is roughly where it is.
Okay, interesting.
Which is kind of useless, honestly.
Yeah, that's completely useless if you have a max cape or a construction cape.
Even without a max cape, there's a fairy ring and a Quetzal spot on the island that are arguably in better positions.
Oh, is there?
Yes. The Quetzal spot is is the transportation symbol right next to the windmill, and the fairy ring is the transportation spot right next to the farming patch symbol in the middle of the island.
Okay, yeah, that fairy ring's gonna be much better.
Yeah, I don't really understand that fast travel point. It seems completely useless.
Although I don't know what I would want to do on the island other than
mastering mixology.
Yeah.
Like,
Where is the
there's
mixology place?
it's in like the center of the town, like the center of the entire island,
I see. It's
next to
that
the
big
bank.
area with the cooking range.
Uh, no,
Oh
it's
no, it's the
yeah,
mini
it's
game
the
with the
mini game.
dungeon.
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
which is right next to, which is
The
significantly
Quetzal.
closer to the Quetzal and the fairy ring than the fast travel. So I don't really understand the point. Especially, it's like, why do I have to unlock this one separately when all of the other ones you just have to walk up to and touch them? Whereas this one, you have to like get an extra thing from completing a quest and doing like some weird
Yeah, it seems a
obtuse
little silly.
process. Very odd to me. But yeah, that quest was fine. Then there
Yeah.
was meet and greet. That quest was also fine.
Yeah, that was like kind of the it's okay.
It was a little silly, a little goofy. Had
Yeah.
some funny dialogue. Nothing interesting really happens, and no interesting rewards. I have nothing further to discuss on that quest.
Yeah, I mean, you get kebabs that can heal up to 30, which I think might be the most you can heal in a single fight now. But it
Probably.
also can heal as low as 8, so it's not super useful.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that they added a new variant of like super kebab, essentially, because the original super
Yeah.
kebabs are just like the regular kebabs have like a bunch of different effects, and the super kebabs reduce it down to like 3 effects with significantly higher weighting towards the positive effects.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why I know so much about the kebabs.
Varla-more kebab. Oh, the wiki actually lists what they do now. So it also is a 1 in 32 roll. 1 in 32 to drain your to have your melee stats drained by 3 and a random skill except for hit points drained by 4. 1 in 32 to have random skill except hit points drained by 3. 1 in 32 has no effect. 20 and 32 to heal 3 plus 7% of hit points, which is not that much. 8 and 32 to heal 6 plus 14%, and then a 1 in 32 to heal or have your melee stats increased by 2 and healed by 7 plus 24. That's how you'd get the 30 HP gain.
7 plus
So
24 is 31.
24%
Hmm.
rounded down, I assume.
Gotcha. You just said 24, so it's like, that's not correct.
Yeah, no, sorry. 7 plus 24% of hit points.
Gotcha.
Same with the other ones. 6 plus 14%, 3 plus 7%.
But yeah, that's all you get from that quest. Not particularly exciting, and nothing particularly of note during the quest. Kind of funny, but whatever.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that I think that these quests shouldn't exist, right? Like
No, they definitely should exist. I like having smaller quests.
Yeah, I really like having the world filled out with these little quests. And it's good that they are at least kind of funny and fun to do. Because there's a lot of quests in the main game that are just boring and give you nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's nice to when you're going through your quest cape, right? You have all these like big epic quests. You have your Desert Treasure 2s and your Dragon Slayer 2s and your Monkey Madness 2s and all your other quests with a 2 at the end, you know. And those are great quests. I love those quests. But sometimes you need a quest that doesn't take 3 hours. Sometimes you just need a palate cleanser. You need a little meet and greet. You need a you need an ethically acquired antiques. You need something.
Ethically acquired antiques, I think, is the best of the little tiny quests.
It was okay.
I
I didn't
think that
really
one's kind
like
of the goofiest.
I didn't like the mini game jump scare in the middle or at the end.
Oh, that was funny though. That was at the least pretty funny.
Yeah,
You're talking about the shame-o-meter, right?
yeah, the shamometer.
Yeah,
I
that
thought it was
was
funny, but like after doing it for like a minute, I was just like, all right,
that
could
took
have
me like
made it
maybe
like
30 seconds, I'm going to be honest. So
I kept not shaming him properly, so
I was
I
pissed
was
with
just
him, so I was shaming the shit out of him. And I'm a chronic dialogue reader, so it's not like I was like spacebar mashing, but it still only took me like maybe 30 seconds.
well, there's just a couple of things I'm like, yeah, this will shame him, and he's just like, Varlamore sucks, and it deserves to be in my museum.
I
I was
fucking
just like,
roasted his
okay,
ass, bro. I was like, you're cringe as hell.
yeah, yeah. I thought it was a fine quest. Can I get quest list, please? ethically acquired. I don't know if there's like any rewards really from this
No,
quest
I
other
don't believe
than
there was. There's some kind of funny bits in this quest as well. The like hunting him down had some funny clues. Um,
Mhm.
I forget what he kept saying, like, "Can I have a go with," or something. "Can I have a go with your
Yeah.
boat?" And when you get to the rune shop, you're like, "Oh, let me guess." He said, "Can I have a go with your runes?" And she's like, "No, he didn't fucking say that at all. What?"
Yeah, I thought the puzzle too of like here's, the runes that he used and you're like,
That
"Oh,
was
it's
kind of
just
funny. It was a
yeah.
quick one to solve. I like that.
Yeah. And then the like reference to one small favor where your character was like,
Yep,
"Oh
a
god."
classic one small favor reference. And there was also
Yeah.
the little reference to um Yoral's shit, the outpost or whatever.
Yeah.
When you go to the storeroom, you can find that apparently there's some like artifact stolen from the outpost as well, just at the Varrock Museum,
Mhm.
which I feel like we should be asking more questions to the curator about. But okay, sure.
Yeah.
But that was also kind of funny to see a little reference hidden in there.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a good quest. It was quick.
It
I'd
was my
say
favorite of the
this.
three, I think.
Yeah. And then we had the juicy quest, the real quest, Heart
Yes.
of Darkness. Um and that quest was pretty good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I will say I'm bad at puzzles. And I had a little bit of trouble just with like, oh, you need to look at these words and pick the first letter of each word to solve this puzzle. I was trying to figure out like what actual word it would form. So, that kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I remember I had trouble with the um I know I brought this up when we were doing the quest, but I'm gonna bring it up for a different reason now. The Duke section of Desert Treasure 2. I remember there were some
Mhm.
puzzles in that section that I was just like, I don't fucking want to solve this, and I just went and looked up the
Yeah.
answer. I didn't have that with this one in particular. I
I think
found
it's really just like I I don't think it's like are you good at puzzles? It's like does your brain just kind of like
yeah,
think of it in
do
this
you click
way?
with this immediately? And I think the Duke ones are probably the same way. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of puzzles like that where you have to like because the Duke puzzle that I struggled with the most was like there was that room of chests or whatever, and each chest had like a lock on it that you had to fucking type in words or whatever. And
Mhm.
it's like if your brain doesn't function exactly the right way that the developers were having their brain function, then you aren't gonna be able to figure it out. Um, which was definitely my experience during the Duke one. I don't even remember what the solution was there, but I remember looking it up and I was like, I would have never figured this out. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
this time around, I figured it out literally instantaneously. Like,
Yeah, it's the moon logic that I was talking about before. Like there is a logic there, but like I you just kind of have to know how to get to that solution
I feel like there's
to
a lot
get
of
to the
puzzles
solution.
that end up being like that, both in like D&D and like fantasy media in general. Like the
It's kind of why I stopped running puzzles
yeah.
for the most part in my D&D games.
And I mean, shout out to Lord of the Rings as well for the old entrance to
Yeah.
the mines, where all the Gandalf and all of them are like, "Oh man, what do you have to say to get this door to open?" And you know, spoiler alert for Lord of the Rings, it's the easiest puzzle of all fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, I've ran a puzzle like that before. Um where I had like a riddle and the puzzle was just like you got to say the
You need to
name.
literally interpret the riddle.
Yeah, you need to it was like I don't remember what exactly the riddle was, but it was like talking about a dwarf's best friend and like a bunch of other things were basically all pointing to the word hammer. They just had to say the word hammer and it took my players literally half an hour to figure it out. Um I'm just like, please, guys. They just started naming like legendary mythical like hammers from D&D. It's like, no, it's not a specific hammer. Just say the word hammer. Uh
That's why you gotta have. That's why it is like weirdly important to have some kind of tool to interact with the players to be like, hey, you're being fucking idiots right now, without
yeah.
just breaking the fourth wall and being like, all right, guys, why are you being dumb? This puzzle is
Yeah, and
not that hard.
And it's never satisfying either to be like, roll an intelligence check to see if you solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I thought the first puzzle in there's 4 trials that you had to do in this quest. That first one was kind of this like meh to me. I don't really like those kind of puzzles.
I don't even remember what. Oh, this.
The second one was the sus, or no, the combat.
Yeah, the second one was the combat one. I failed that one
Combat one
once
was
because
fine.
the prince died. I didn't realize I had to fucking manage his health too.
I didn't even need to heal my prince. I just like destroyed all the dudes quickly enough that it was not really a
I had
problem.
like the last guy that was attacking him at like 1 hit point and he died, and I was like, this is cringe. I did not realize that he wasn't going to fucking heal himself. I have to manage my
Yeah,
own
okay.
hit points. How is the prince of this entire fucking nation not able to manage his own? Jesus Christ.
Well, as you learn later on, he's not a very good fighter.
That's true. Well, I
Um,
mean, I don't know. You know, I can't do any of those fucking special attacks that he did.
no, but your character does make fun of him and say he's not a good fighter.
That
So.
is fair, I guess. But yeah, the third
yeah,
one is
third one could get fucked. It is bugged right now.
yeah, it's literally just broken. So,
Yeah, I went through, and to be fair, I was accusing the wrong person at first. But then after I accused the wrong person, I was like, okay, then it's this other person, clearly. And I accused the right person, but the game was like, oh, you accused the wrong person. And I was like, huh? So I accused just another random person. And the game was like, nope, wrong. And I was like, okay. And he's like, hey, you need to be more careful now. And he wouldn't let me accuse the last person. So I was like, okay, I guess I got to talk to them all again. So I talked to them all again and I accused the last person. And he's like, that's wrong. And I was like, huh? And I go back and I accuse the first person or the second person I accused again. And I like keep trying to accuse people. And every time I would get it wrong 3 times in a row, I'd have to like re-investigate them all again because he's like mad that I'm doing it incorrectly. Um, And eventually I look on the wiki and it's like, oh, yeah, sometimes you accuse them and there's no one that's actually wrong. So you just got to leave and come back. And it's like, what? Why?
yeah, I didn't have that experience, but I still didn't really like this trial. The wiki reads it as it's the person that you're supposed to be accusing is the one who doesn't mention anything about the new world, only the end of the old one when asked about the final dawn.
Yeah.
I didn't like, I swear to God, every single person that I talked to mentioned the new world and the old one dying. Like, I don't
No.
know.
So one of the people, at least for me, it was the second person, was like, oh, yeah, or maybe it was the third. I can't remember. It was one of the 2 middle ones. They were like, oh, yeah, my friend got me into this and it's kind of scary, but it's nice to know I'm part of something. And then like when you ask about the new dawn, they're like, oh, yeah, they're going to end the world and that's cool, I guess. I get to be a part of it. They don't actually like, talk about a new world being formed afterwards. And that's like supposed to be your hint that they aren't really part of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I was misreading it, but I swear to God, every single person I talked to mentioned the new world. Maybe I
Maybe the
was
dialogue's different for
yeah,
everyone. I'm not
maybe
sure.
the dialogue is different, or maybe I was just misinterpreting. I don't know. But I was very confused by that because when I talked to all of them, I literally didn't even ask any of the other questions. I only asked about the New World shit because when you talk to Prince, he's like, "Oh yeah, try using like a specific piece of information to like suss out which one of them's it." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go up to them and there's 3 dialogue options. And I'm like, "Okay, well obviously the last one is the one that like is the specific piece of information that he's talking about." So I
Mm-hmm.
specifically asked that question to all 4 of them, and I was like,
Yeah, that's the question that matters.
and I looked at all the answers, and I was like, I feel like everybody is describing it correctly. Maybe I misread one of them, or maybe there's like more than 4 dialogue options that are just like randomly chosen, and there's like a bug that caused 4 of them to all be like correct answers or something.
Okay, so the wiki makes it seem like the question or they all say the same stuff. So yeah, one of them's like the final dawn is an end, but also a beginning. So that
So
person's
the
not
the
them.
page of the wiki I have open right now says you must question each member of the cult to work out who the traitor is. It's the one that doesn't mention anything about the new world, only the end of the old one when asked about the final dawn. And then there is a hyphen. Does not appear to be accurate.
Interesting.
So I think there's definitely something strange going on with this section of the quest.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone in my clan too was having
yeah,
issues with
it
it.
seems like it's not an isolated thing. It's not like me just being an idiot. And I feel like it couldn't be all of us just being an idiot, you know?
Yeah, the quick guide says you must question each member, blah blah blah. Only the end of the old one when asked about the final dawn. In parentheses, this doesn't always work. Choose one of the cult members until they take 15 damage from Forbear Giannis. So, it,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
don't
one was
know.
weird.
I think it's just bugged.
Yeah. I am curious exactly how it's bugged. Like I do wonder if it's like there's more than 4 possible dialogue options. And it picks 4 of them at random and it's supposed to pick one of them that like is incorrect, but it like doesn't successfully pick that every time and also like doesn't assign the incorrect person correctly.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm on the dialogue transcript for the page. And for Adrius, this is the person that I had. When you ask why they joined, they're like, to be honest, I wasn't too sure about joining. My friend convinced me though. Here we're part of something bigger than ourselves. I'm not going to talk about why they worship because it doesn't matter. And then when you ask about the final dawn, they say the final dawn is inevitable. It's the end that we can't escape from. It's a scary thought, but the Twilight emissaries have embraced it, so I have as well. So that's where I was like, yeah, obviously it's them because they're talking about the final dawn being an ending, but they don't talk about it being a new beginning. Um, the other person I was thinking maybe was the guy that was like, um, only talking about one of them, one of the gods, and he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
can't wait to be
there were 2
a
of
part of
them
this."
that did that. 2 of them were like
Yeah,
one was
it was
Rallis and one was Renewal.
yeah, it was the one that was talking about the sun dude.
Yeah, no, I probably just misinterpreted one of those.
Yeah, I think probably, but either way, it didn't work, so
Yeah.
it was kind of annoying.
Cuz yeah,
Um,
I think that's the one that I think that's the person I tried to have killed first and it just didn't work. So I
yeah,
tried someone else and then it did work. I was
yeah,
very
there's something
confused.
funky going on there.
But regardless,
I think what's happening. Okay, hear me out. I think what's probably happening. This is with zero evidence. I think the game is meant to randomize their dialogue between the 4 options, but what's happening is their dialogue is static, but who the traitor is
is
what's being
randomized.
randomized.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So, yeah, the traitor status in the randomized dialogue aren't both moving, only one of them.
Or maybe they are both moving, but they're moving incorrectly. Like they're not moving in sync with each other.
Yeah, possibly. Although the dialogue when I did it was always in the same locations, so I'm not sure. Because,
Could
like I said,
yeah, and
I
it's one of those
accuse
things that
all of them.
could be randomized per player, right? Like
Yeah.
it'll be the same every time you enter there, but it'll be randomized for each player. So that's their method of making it so that players actually have to do puzzles instead of just finding the answer on the wiki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. The fight though with the prince was pretty interesting. He had some
Yeah,
special attacks.
pretty straightforward.
Although, I will say, it's not meant to be a very hard quest, but I'm a little tired of NPC says dialogue over their head, then you gotta run and dodge something. I think it's kind of a boring mechanic.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect them to put like super interesting mechanics for a throwaway fight though.
yeah. I
Um,
think that's kind of the thing, right? Is that that's their like go-to mechanic for like those quick throwaway fights.
yeah,
Because it was the same for even a couple of the minor bosses in Desert Treasure 2,
yeah.
like
And
the alchemist guy.
there was another boss in one of these quests that also had dialogue overhead equals I gotta dodge a thing.
It was the combat section of this same quest.
Oh, yeah,
The
you're
guy
right.
would have the dialogue over his head, and then he'd do the area attack.
Yeah. They also reused the gotta talk to the prince to get things translated twice in the quest.
Yeah,
And
that
I thought
wasn't.
that was
I,
not
I
great.
I wasn't super fond of that. Um, when I was in the ice dungeon section, I remember mentioning to you there's like a an obelisk of some kind of like
Mm-hmm.
thing on the wall that looks like you should be able to interact with it to like find a hint.
Yeah, there's nothing on
And I
it.
feel like that should be the thing where it's like, oh, you can see these words next to like their English counterparts, and that's what like allows you to translate it.
Or
But
like have the word with like something that you can then translate
they
to.
like a pictogram next to it or something.
Yeah.
But
So
no,
rather
it's
than talking to the prince and having him just tell you, you know, what each word means.
yeah, the first time it was fine. The second time was A, stale, B, you occasionally got attacked by Naguas, so it just made it more annoying to talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little frustrating, but whatever. It was a pretty quick little puzzle section.
Yeah. I will say the dungeon's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It
New
was kind of neat.
new Naguas, frost Naguas.
Yep, some new
Um,
critters, a new Ice Fiend area. Ice Fiend enjoyers, let's go.
yo, let's go. The worst Ice Fiend location has been unlocked.
There's like the cave crawlers that were all icy. That was kind of cool.
New frost crabs.
Oh yeah, the frost crabs, huge.
You want to know what they're weak to?
Rush.
Magic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they
So
have
now
a
we have
fire
magic weak.
weakness?
Yeah, 100% fire weakness and negative 50 mage defense.
Interesting.
So,
That's kind of cool.
yeah, you deal double fire damage. Is that how
Yes.
weakness work?
100%
That's
accuracy.
cool.
If they have 100% fire weakness, that means you have 100% accuracy and 100% increased damage.
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, so you should basically never miss with your fire spells, which is neat. Although they only have 60 HP, which isn't a ton.
It's okay. Give it another couple months to years, and they'll add giant ice crabs.
Real. You know, maybe this is the crab boss we're gonna get. We're gonna get a ice crab boss.
Nah, see, now we're getting the fire and ice giant boss. We're gonna get the triple crab boss. It's gonna be the new DKs. There's gonna be the giant ice crab, the giant sand crab, and the giant rock crab.
Wow, just leaving out my boys.
No, see, the ammonite crabs, those are going to be the use for the giga fossils. That's when they're finally going to use those, and you're going to be able to fight the giga ammonite crab.
I wasn't even gonna mention ammonite crabs. I was gonna talk about the swamp crabs.
Oh, yeah, nobody cares about those ones.
Damn.
Elpis ratio plus swampletics or something, I don't know.
I mean, they're weak to ranged. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess you could do sand crab or rock crab, and then swamp crab and ice crab, because then you have like a DK situation where each is weak to a different thing, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't rock crabs and sand crabs just kind of weak to everything?
I don't think they're weak to anything. I think they just have like no
They're just
defense
weak
to anything. Yeah. Ammonite crab.
I think they just have like 10 defense and a lot of hit points and no other stats.
Not even 10 defense. They have 1 defense and 0 specific melee defenses or magic defenses or anything.
And then their magic level is also 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could do any style on them, but you do benefit specifically from like if you're ranging, like you can still technically miss. So it is worth it to do sand crabs if you or not the swamp crabs if you care about that. Although I don't know if it's totally worth it to go out of your way. And I think the swamp crabs can hit you more often. I think they're stronger in that regard.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know about the inner workings of crabs.
No, never mind. They don't hit you more often. I lied.
Liar.
I'm sorry. But yeah, the rest of the dungeon you go through, you know, you do the puzzle. And then there's a boss at the end, which I was not expecting.
Yes, another boss. A completely unmentioned boss, which is kind of cool.
Dude, how do you Amashalotl? Is that how
Oh,
that's
I
pronounced?
have no idea. I just
Because
fought it.
the X is like a sh sound, right? I think.
Let's
Uh,
see. What is this quest called? Heart of Darkness. Scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, maybe at Moshaloddle. I don't know.
yeah. Anyways, you just pray mage. You don't ever have to swap your prayers, and then smack the boss with uh preferably crush. Um, and then it has a pet which is cool looking. There's a new similar to the sulfur blades, the glacial uh tomodally tomodally
The glacial
I don't know,
tamales,
the glacial tamales as we'll call them now,
right up there with
which is,
the maracas.
yep. So it's pretty neat. Just double smack things with these things. Pretty good at anything where faster hit speeds is better. um Although I think they're like pretty bad in terms of stats, like 64 melee strength, 72 crush bonus. How does that compare to like a D mace? It's better than a D mace. Okay. How does it compare to, I don't know, a cudgel, practice cudgel? It's like on par with a cudgel. So, it's an option. It's useful for Ironmen that are wanting to do like Hoi Cuddle or something. We'll have to
Yeah.
bully Malachi into getting some before he does that boss.
Simply obtain Makal Hope this helps.
But yeah, those drop from the regular Naguas, the frost ones, or from the new boss. And then there's also a pendant, which is used as a teleport to areas around the
Which
island.
I have.
Yeah, you get a little spooned on it, which is nice.
I got it on like my 5th kill of that boss.
I think it's pretty common.
I'm pretty good
It
at this
seems
game, let me tell you what.
it seems pretty common.
Yeah, I think people were predicting that like it's like 1 in 100 from what's it, the regular ones, and then
Frost
like
Naguas.
1 in 50 from the boss or something, 1 in 20.
I was saying 1 in 25.
Yeah.
And then you need these frozen tears that you unlock from or get from killing
Once
the
again,
Naguas
the
or the
Naguas or
boss.
the boss.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Didn't
honest, I don't really understand why the glacial tamales exist.
I think it's just I think they're gonna add a stab one with Varla-more Part 3.
It just seemed odd to me because they literally already added a higher tier one of these, and I'm not against lower tier gear. It just seems odd for them to have picked Crush next when they already added a double hit Crush.
Oh, in the Mockleedles?
Yeah, the Mockleheedles already exist, and they're also, I guess they're also stab, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Although I don't know, how are you stabbing with these things?
By
Oh, you're talking about
hitting?
the Mockleheedles you're
Yeah,
stabbing.
the Mockleheedles. They're also stab.
Okay. Yeah. These things are only crush.
Crush.
But they do have 11 stab bonus.
Wow.
So, bully Jagex to give us stab option with 2 hammers.
I mean, we had to bully them to give us the stab option on the Mockleheedles. They were like, yeah, check it out. This has 115 stab accuracy. Anyways, there's no
Which you
stab
can't
style.
use. Yeah.
It's like, fucking what? Huh?
Although I think it's still a little silly that you can stab with them. I don't understand how you stab with that weapon.
You hit people with them. They have
I think,
teeth.
yeah, but I don't know. They're not pointed.
I think
They're
are.
jagged. No, have you seen what they look like in real life?
Yeah. Aren't they sharp at the ends?
Yes, they're sharp, but
Yeah, so if you hit someone with that, it is going to stab them.
Yeah, so the Mockleedle usually doesn't have, or at least from the ones I've seen, I'm gonna put it in a broadcasting chat. They're usually blunt on the ends. They're meant for like a smacking motion.
Right, yeah.
Although,
and if you do that smacking motion, the teeth stab into someone.
I'd argue it's a slashing effect.
I would tend not to agree personally. Right, like you could swing it using a slash, but I don't think that's really what you're doing, right? Like when you make the crushing motion, you generally hit straight into them and then pull out, from my understanding. Like you wouldn't slash through with a weapon like this. Obviously, I have no fucking idea exactly how it works. I have never used these weapons. But
I don't know what the attack animation looks like for the Mockleedles when you're on stab.
It looks exactly the same. You just like swing and then pull back and then swing and then pull back. I don't know. Like it's not really a slashing motion from my interpretation of it, but
I don't know. This looks like a slash to me. Well, it's
disagree.
crush, but yeah, I don't know.
How about I make a Mockleedle and then I hit you with it, and we can decide if it's stab or slash.
How about we don't do that?
I don't know. I think it'd be a pretty effective way of figuring out the answer to this discussion.
How about we discuss the last thing that they talked about today that they revealed? Because I haven't even looked at it yet.
Is there anything else from this that we haven't talked about? Hang on.
No, I don't think there's anything else new.
Really it. They changed the. Oh yeah, hang on. The other changes section. There's some fucking bangers in here. Okay, this is one of the most banger other changes sections in a while. They finally did the change with Inquisitors where like you get extra crush bonus when using the Inquisitor's mace. Cool, I guess, whatever. Gonna be a long time before I have anywhere close to that entire armor set, so don't care. They added a new setting that makes it so that when you run out of run energy, it can automatically turn itself back on when you reach a threshold that you can type in. So if you set it to like 1, it will literally turn run back on the instant you have run energy again. Or you can set it to like 20, so that if you drink a stamina potion after running out of run energy, you'll instantly turn your run back on because it gives you 20 run energy back. Kind of interesting. I tried it out for a little bit, and I'm just way too used to the way it works right now. So I wouldn't want that personally.
I wonder if this works at places that disable your run. Surely not, right?
Probably not, no. I imagine it only functions when you like run out of run energy normally.
Okay.
Yeah,
maybe I'll have
specifies
to go try against.
For example, if you set it to 20, when your character's energy runs out and starts walking, your character will automatically start running again once your run energy restores to 20.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how they implemented it.
Yeah, if it would be interesting. Where is your run energy turned off?
Frost Moon.
Yeah, I guess. Like the only way I could see this functioning strangely is if you run out of run energy and then start to regenerate it, and then you get like hit by this attack that would turn off your run energy in between that. I don't know. It depends on exactly how it would be implemented, but I don't think any weird shenanigans is really going to be occurring. There was one other banger change. Oh yeah. Farmers at farming patches throughout Gielinor now have a standard trade interface instead of a cumbersome dialogue menu.
That's pretty nice.
That's very interesting. It's always been like a reasonable source of some items to buy them from farmers. I think like specifically the plant cure and stuff.
Yeah,
but it was always like fucking annoying to get them. Yeah. So now you can just trade with them, which is interesting. And that's it. Making Ultra Compost now gives token farming XP. Kind of funny. 99 farming by making Ultra Compost when?
Please no. Sounds awful.
But yeah, that was it. I just thought it was interesting that we got a new run energy setting and a new like rework to an existing shop. Like 2 kind of somewhat large changes, I would argue, for another changes section. Kind of interesting. And then also they clarified how exactly Perfect Araxor works in its description, and changed the name of Relaxed Gamer to Relaxor. which is funny.
Neat.
But then, the other announcement that I talked about at the beginning of this episode, and Sparre just talked about a second ago before I interrupted him, they
And now I just finished reading it.
showed off the Leagues 5 Raging Echoes possible rewards that are going to be pulled.
Yeah.
These
Yeah, I really like these.
suck.
Wow.
I don't actually think they're bad. I just don't. They're not really my style.
Fair.
I am personally not fond of the style. I think that they objectively look fine, right? Like there's nothing truly atrocious about these. They're just not my style. I don't see myself using
That's
any
fair.
of these. The only one I think is interesting is the NPC contact animation. I think that one looks kind of cool.
Yeah. I'll never use one of the banners or the outfit. I think that's just a waste of money to buy that.
I
I'm
purchased the
not much of a
banner.
fashion scaper.
I purchased the outfit with points because it gives you the emote. But that's it.
Yeah, I might have to do that at some point. But yeah.
I know the Aram's kit is getting some flack.
Really?
People, I've seen some people sharing the sentiment that they don't like override kits for armor sets because it makes the visual clarity a little harder. And we're starting to get more and more of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that could be a problem for like PvP.
I think so far they've done an okay job. Like this Aram's kit, it's just Aram's but purple now,
with a face on the top.
So it's still pretty easy to identify what it is. But I can understand like a slippery slope argument for that. Because it started out with like, you know, a whip kit. Well, I guess it started out with the Slayer Helm recolor from Twisted League. And then the Trailblazer League had a graceful recolor, which both of those are things that already had recolors. I don't think Trailblazer had anything else. I believe
We've had rekits though for things for a very long time.
Yeah,
like even before
Clue Scrolls,
the leagues.
notably.
Yeah,
lots of ornament
Clue
kits
Scrolls.
that come from Clue Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
But I could understand the argument that it doesn't visually change things super significantly. Like the Godsword kits
is similar enough.
Yeah, it's similar enough, but it's also pretty different from like most of the like Clue Scroll kits. But also the Clue Scroll kits kind of affect like jewelry for the most part. So
yeah,
it's kind of just not a particularly large model for them to affect to begin with. Like I said, there's the God Swords as well, that those ones aren't particularly noticeable. And there's like the Obby Cape R, stuff like that, that's just like a recolor of an existing item. So I don't know. I don't personally have a big issue with this. I just think it's odd that they picked just Arams. And just specifically Arams. Like, why Arams?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why specifically just Arams.
Like with the Shattered Relics kit that you can apply to like the rune crossbow and the whip. It's like, okay, I can kind of see where they're coming from because those are like pretty iconic mid-game items that people can use for a long time. And I suppose Arams is kind of in the same boat.
Arams is definitely iconic.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of there as well. So I can get that, especially now that Arams also has the 1% mage strength. Arams has become slightly more relevant. I think if Arams had not received the 1% mage strength as originally proposed, Arams would be irrelevant. So this wouldn't make as much sense. But
yeah, I think maybe they could have done a different set. Like, I think Dagenhai could have been cool.
Yeah, Dagenhai set could have been neat. A
Virtus kit?
Virtus kit would be cool. I was going to say they tend to avoid like high level stuff, but there's a fucking Bulwark kit in the game that comes from a league, so
yeah.
Still think that one was odd personally. Just it seemed weird throwing in a random Inferno themed item into just like a fire theme.
Blood Bark, make it Soul Bark instead.
That could be kind of cool. That would actually be kind of cool.
Because it's soul themed, so.
Because it's like, it's all like echoes and soul type themes. Yeah, that would be kind of neat. since also it would be like a funny soul rune reference. But yeah, there's a lot of kits here. As we mentioned, there's an Aram's kit. It just kind of makes Aram's purplish. There's an NPC contact animation. A lot of this is themed around like a mask motif, and a lot of dark purples, blues, and violets. Not really my style personally.
I think it looks nice. I like the home teleport. It's kind of cool looking, although the home teleport from the dead man I think is like really nice.
I'm still super biased to the speedrun animation. I really like the speedrun home telly. So I have not been interested in getting any of the other home tellies since then.
Yeah, the speedrun one is nice, and it technically is. It's like 1 tick faster or something, right?
Is it?
But like
that's funny.
I think it is 1 tick faster.
That's funny. I just really like the way it looks because also, it's a funny emote to do. I like it when I'm like sitting around waiting for people to just like sit there and do stretches. It's kind of funny.
Oh, it's actually 4 ticks fast.
Really?
It's 18 ticks instead of 22.
That's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Dang, I guess there was a reason they disabled the special animations in the wilderness.
I mean, it wasn't an issue until this one.
Be way too good, you know?
Yeah, I think the problem was just with like the cow one because it obscures where your character is.
And it also just like obscures a massive area.
Yeah. The Venator bow I think looks nice. Shooting out the
I like the projectile change. I just don't like the way it looks. But I think changing the way the projectile looks is a cool angle to take it. That's very cool.
It reminds me of it's probably not from Smash, but there was like a big head.
Oh, it's like one of the assist trophies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It definitely was not like, it doesn't originate from Smash. It might have been a Star Fox thing. I don't remember.
I think it might be.
I don't remember if that's like an Andross's head reference or something, but
it is. I just looked it up. Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of Andross. I don't know what this is. I guess it's from Star Fox. I've never played it. He's a monkey? Why is he this like, weird?
He's like a monkey dude in like the later games.
But then, okay, I don't know. I won't question it. Star Fox isn't a real game anyways.
I believe the version of it that's in Smash is like the
original
Star Fox 64 original look. And then later Andross became like an actual character that they like reworked the way he looked and stuff.
Okay, interesting. Well, there was a Star Fox before Star Fox 64 for the Super Nintendo.
Then probably that one.
Yeah, Star Fox 64 is the one where he turned into a monkey. According to the wiki, I've never played any of these games, so I have no idea.
I played Star Fox 64, so that's why I referenced that one in particular.
Gotcha. Yeah, it gives me that vibes though, which is neat looking.
Looks kind of cool.
Another new death animation. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna forever have the fire one. I think that one looks nice.
Yeah, I'm not super fond of the death animation reworks. I'm a classic sit enjoyer personally.
Oh yeah, I mean that's definitely a classic.
If the original respawn animation for the fire death had become a thing, I would use that because originally you were supposed to just like explode, like pop back into existence where you respawned. But the actual respawn animation just like puts fire around you, which is lame.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's still like an animation when you respawn, but yeah,
it's not just the original one. And also, I kind of wish you could separate the death and respawn animations. It'd be kind of cool if I could select just the respawn animation and still have the classic sit death animation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Obviously not a huge deal, but I just wish that was a thing. There's the Portal Nexus. I think it looks bad. I think it's a little bit much.
It's a little edgy.
Yeah.
I probably won't use those. I like the spirit tree though.
I also don't like the spirit tree. It's
got like a soul flame in it.
It's the same reason I don't like the winter themed POH spirit tree either. I like my spirit tree to have leaves and be living. I don't like
That's
the
fair,
ones
that's
that look
fair.
dead.
I like the in your POH the uh rejuvenation pool, the transmog for it. I just wish it was not Christmas themed, you know?
Yeah,
Um
I like the Christmas one. I use the Christmas one. I don't like
yeah.
the Trailblazer 2 one. I think that one looks boring.
Yeah, I don't like the Trailblazer one.
Overall, these are fine.
Goblin decorations,
Not
that's
my
what it's
style.
called.
I
Yeah,
just,
I like that it's frozen. I just don't
yeah,
like that it puts like the Christmas wreath around the
I really
bottom
like
of
that it
it.
freezes it. I don't mind the Christmas wreath, but yeah, it would be kind of, it'd be fun if you could just have it be like frozen and just look icy.
Yeah.
Because I just think that that's so silly because it normally like wobbles and moves and then you can just freeze it and it stops moving and that's humorous to me.
And sorry, did you say you use the spirit tree uh
I
transmog,
said I
or
do not.
you
I
do
don't
not?
like the
Yeah.
Raging Echoes one for the same reason I don't like the Christmas one because it makes your spirit tree look dead.
Yeah. And it gives it a Christmas hat too, which I don't think I'm never a fan of like holiday stuff that's not for like when you're not in that season. The only
Yeah,
thing that I think I'm fine with is like Halloween stuff, because that's just kind of general spooky themed and not like specific holiday.
I love calling spooky themed stuff, specifically Halloween stuff, to piss people off.
That's yeah, fair, fair.
Talking about horror films and you're just like, oh, you mean Halloween films?
Oh god, I hate that. What I really like though is that we're getting another new spell animation
Yes.
transmog
Yeah, yeah.
for the NPC contact.
That's probably the only one I will be purchasing. I think it's very cool.
Yeah, I didn't read at first what it was for, and I was like, oh, this is like the home teleport or something. And I was like, wait, no, what's he doing? And I was like, oh, okay, NPC contact. That's cool.
Yeah, I really
Um,
like the Vengeance override. I thought that one was cool. I quite like this one as well. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of the mask theme, but I think it kind of fits specifically with NPC contact. I think this was a good choice for a spell override. Because it's like you look at all the masks and then like you pick one out and you like talk to it. It's kind of cool.
mhm.
I like it.
Ooh, the Armageddon teleport scroll is only it's a little under 600K. I'm gonna go buy that. We're done recording. I really like how that looks. So
Yeah. I overall, like I said, these are fine.
yeah,
Not my style, but I definitely like seeing the spell overrides. Those ones are the coolest, I think.
yeah, and that's I think it, right? There's nothing
Yeah,
else.
no,
There's a
that's
survey.
everything. There's a survey, yeah. I
Probably
kind of
won't fill
just
that out. I'm gonna be honest.
it's kind of a nothing survey, I'm gonna be honest. It's just like, how do you feel about all these cosmetics? And I looked through it, I was just like, you just want me to say that I think they're all fine? Like, I don't know. I have no strong feelings about any of these except for the NPC contact, which I said looked cool, and then the Arams kit, which I just thought it was odd you singled out Arams.
Yeah, it's a little odd that it's specifically Arams. I think it could be. I mean, it's a lot of work, but giving every if you're gonna go with Barrow's gear, every piece of Barrow's gear.
Yeah, it that's a lot though, you know. Like I can simultaneously understand not wanting to do every single Barrows set and being like, now you can make all of them purple. Um, because now there's like a bunch of different purple armor running around, which is which definitely feels a little odd.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I mean, let's not pretend that Barrow's gear is distinct outside of its shape
no, yeah,
anyways.
absolutely
They're
not.
all the same color, so like
But it's just weird that now there is a different color that they can all be. You know,
yeah.
I don't have a huge problem with it, but it just seems both singling out Arams and having an ornament kit for every single goddamn Barrows piece both feel very odd. So I don't know what a perfect solution here is. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's not like I'm against the idea of the kits. I use the whip kit. I think it looks nice. I use the void kits. I kind of wish that I could have the Shattered Relics void model, but with regular void colors. I really like the models of the remodeling for the void, but I'm not a huge fan of the like brown that it becomes.
Yeah, I need to look at what those models look like again. I remember not liking them.
I really
Very
liked them. I
equipment.
thought the remodels looked very nice. Specifically, the ranged helmet and the melee helmet look very very good in my opinion. I don't really like the original ranged helmet for Void, and they both kind of like keep the theme but have like a more modern old school look, which I think looks very nice.
Yeah.
But once again, I kind of wish it was still just black and white, but I understand why it's recolored. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I prefer the originals, honestly. Although I do like the pointy hood that you get with the magic one.
Yeah, I really like the helmet remodels. I think they all look very nice. Anyways, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the whole update. Varla-more Part 2. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think after we're done recording, I'm gonna probably go try to do some more Hucoidal and see if I can get anything. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Malachi's probably
While
going
we're
to do some.
recording,
I don't
got
know how
65k
successful that
agility
will be.
XP.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
45k fishing XP over here at Anglers. Having a great
Let's
time.
go.
Um,
Got 322 termites.
nice. Also,
679
sorry
blessed bone shards.
that there's that many termites in your inventory. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
I got them in a jar.
Oh, okay.
322
Never mind. That's
jars.
fine then. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was worried they were just in your pockets, but if you got them in the jar, that's all right.
Yeah, no, I pick them up and then I pick up a bunch of bone shards along with it.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of the herblore activity. I really want to just buy potion storage to figure out exactly how it works.
It's expensive.
It's really expensive, and I want the other rewards
Yeah.
too. I obviously I want the goggles. I want the fucking reagents pouch.
Dude, the reagents pouch is almost as expensive as the pre-pot device. Like,
I don't care about the pre-pot device. I'm gonna be honest. That's gonna be like my last purchase.
I was like, oh, I should buy that a little bit after release, and I was like, no, I won't. Never mind.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. I think for most mains, the content's just not really worth interacting with. So the price of that thing's probably gonna stay pretty high.
It was apparently 400 mil earlier.
Jesus.
So yeah.
I mean that's just like content creators buying it to fucking make a video about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate the herblore activity, but yeah, the prices seem a little crazy, and I am still very concerned about the secondary. But we're just reiterating stuff. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah. Make sure you join the Discord so you can listen to these live. Join us on Twitter, down in the description. We have links for both those. And shout out the patrons that help keep the show going. I should probably read those names at some point in this episode.
Yeah.
I open up Patreon real quick and I go to my
Yeah, we didn't really do break. That didn't happen.
No, we didn't. I kind of just skipped over break.
We don't need break anyways.
Hey, shout out to SF Serenade, M. Scotty, Mike Oxswole, Gothpout, Dinosaur, and Dan at the Tea Drinker tier. Then at the $10 Tea Aficionado tier, our cutest patrons around, we got Iron Sparry Wen, Drum TXT, and Cloud Kicker. Thanks.
When's Sparry TM coming back? That's the real question. Think of all the free shit you could have. I have so much extra bullshit sitting around.
Doesn't sound appealing to me, I'm gonna be honest. It kind of defeats the point of like,
no,
I want to play an Iron Man now.
I think that the interesting
have
part,
a sugar daddy.
I think the interesting part of Group Iron is like, man, I'm playing as an Iron Man, and then wow, this grind in particular kind of sucks ass. Do you have an extra one of these?
Yeah. I think the appeal of it is like doing it together at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that window's kind of passed now.
Yeah, you kind of fucked up with that part, so.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing I don't intend to play Iron Man mode, so I'm a main at my heart.
He's a coward.
I love main mode. I still, put a lot of hours into this game, just grinding out random clogs and bullshit. Trying to get the freaking.
He's a main and he's still trying to get everything on his own. Interesting.
Trying to get the wood cutting pet, trying to get the.
Still just trying to get everything like you would have to anyways.
Well, I'm gonna skip the grinds I don't like. I'm not like one of those cloggers that's like, I gotta get every collection log slot, and nothing can come out in the game, or otherwise I'll bitch.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I'm anticipating there's probably going to be a decent bit of that with the herblore activity. It's like, oh man, this is
oh,
going to
for
take
sure.
forever to. Oh, also the ice boss. I'm sure people are going to be like, oh, this was an unpulled, unannounced boss. It has a pet. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the pet doesn't take too long to grind.
I mean, that boss is pretty quick to kill, even if it's like a 1 in 1,000, 1 in multiple thousand. I imagine it still wouldn't be that
Speaking
crazy.
of that pet, someone in my clan just got it at 17 KC.
They're welcome. That was me. I summoned that.
Jesus.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Look at all our socials if you want.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't really been tweeting much other than like liking and retweeting magic stuff lately on the Guthix Twitter account.
Nice. Very relevant content. Excellent.
Yeah.
I have done literally nothing on the socials, but number go up, I guess. I don't know. We're RuneScape players. Bye.
Bye.